Hey there, how's it going, guys? In today's tutorial, we're going to be covering how to sync up audio to your project files. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to it. Today's assignment is pretty much going to be audio that's recorded by my phone while being recorded by my camera, and then fixing up my tutorial project to all be synced up correctly right next to each other. And the key to all this is that clap I did at the very beginning. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right into Photoshop. Actually, correction. Let's go ahead and jump right into Adobe Premiere. That's a first. Alright, so as you can see here, I have how to sync audio tutorials, and I have my files used, my project files, and my rendered files. In my files used, I have all the files I'm going to be using. Since I was using this for another project, we won't be using all of these. This is also the files I used for my After Effects project. But in my project files is where I'm going to save my video tutorial. And in my rendered files is where I'm going to save my final product. So let me go ahead and just kind of let you see here how this is supposed to look like. And I look super pissed off in this picture. But as I press play, sorry. Hey there, how's it going, guys? In today's tutorial, we're going to be working with audio spectrum in After Effects. Now, as you can see, everything's going smoothly and everything looks good as far as the audio synced up to everything, and that's because of that clap. Now, you may be thinking, oh, this might be a lot of work. It's a lot easier than you imagine. Let's go ahead and do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and create a new project. And I just want to inform you that I'm using the newest version of Adobe Premiere CC. So it's going to look a lot different than yours. But don't worry. If you remember most of the things I'm going to mention, you should be able to accomplish the same effects in CC. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and open my project. Create a new project. And I'm going to go ahead and save it. So just like yours, when you create a new project, I'm going to go ahead and name this Audio Sync Tutorial. And then go ahead and go to Browse. And I'm going to go into my YouTube videos. And I'm going to go into How to Sync Audio right here, Project Files. And I'll save it under my Project Files. And I'll choose. So I already have my name for it. And I have where I'm saving it to. And I click OK. Your next window should be a little pop-up that says, do you want to create a sequence? On sequence, just click no. No, thank you, right? You don't want to create a sequence. Then we're going to go ahead and double click on our project panel. So again, just right here in your project panel, you double click. And you're going to go ahead and go to the files that I provide for you, which in my case are my files used. I'm going to go ahead and open up my movie, which is the tutorial, right? And I'm going to also open up my audio spectrum in tutorial in ScreenFlow. And then I'm going to import my custom wave, which is, the file that I use to record from my phone. And I'll go ahead and click import. Those are the three files that we'll need. We won't need anything else. After this, we'll go ahead and have our audio spectrum be our actual background, because we want to make sure that, this is recorded at 25, this is recorded at 30. We want to make sure that everything is accordingly to the audio spectrum right here. So you guys are going to drag this down, and you're going to see a new layer button here in the bottom where you're going to drag it into. That way it creates your sequence. On CC, I just have to drag it down here, and it'll create my sequence for me. So now as you can see, I have my entire sequence, and you could also hear my voice here. Sorry for that. That was my dog. Style we want to make it look creative and as unique. And if you go to the very beginning, you hear that clap, which is very important. And then we're going to go ahead and drag this guy, which is going to be our number 2. And then we're also going to import our audio, which is going to go at number 3. So this is going to be our main audio. So maybe we can go ahead and switch it to main audio. And now all we need to do is match up our claps. So the first thing I want to do is kind of zoom in a little bit here. So the reason why I set this up at the very beginning is because I need the camera to focus on my face, and in order to do that, since I don't have nobody that's actually recording me, I make the camera focus on this thing that kind of looks like a person, and then I move it and I put myself there, and the camera will be focused on me. So anyways, we're looking for that clap right around here. So
audio spectrum
right there. So that's where we're gonna go ahead and make sure that everything else is synced up to. And one of the things I like to do is once I find the place that I want, I right click and I put add a marker. And adding marker, what it does is it adds that little green dot to your actual file, which allows you to know that that's a certain spot that you want to remember by or whatever. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and find the marker, the clap on the audio spectrum. Right there. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom into it. You guys have different methods of zooming in, but as you can see right here in my WAV file, you can see it right there. So I'll go ahead and go right there. That's my clap, and I'm going to go ahead and cut all this right to the clap, and then drag this over to, or drag this guy, I guess you could say, over to the beginning. And remember, in this one, I am looking for that clap. So all this, let me go ahead and zoom out really quick. All this parts of this we don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. Where is that clap? Right around there. So I'll go ahead and move this over here and put this here. So now,
hey there, how's it going, guys? In today's tutorial we're going to be working
so far
with,
so good, right? So now all we need to do is do the same thing for our main audio. So our main audio, I'm going to go ahead and put mute and mute here. And I'm going to go ahead and look for that clap. Right there. So this is the clap. And as you can see, I already have a marker set up, but you guys can also see that there's a big line here where the clap was. And all I'm going to do is go ahead and drag this guy over to that clap. And go ahead and try to set it up accordingly. So that was a little off, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little more right here. Make sure that all of this is correct. So I'll stop it right around there and put that in here. And that should look perfect. And that's exactly what we want to do. Now that we have that, we can go ahead and move all of these over here so that they're all attached together. And we're going to go ahead and unlink this, guys. Unlink. And then we're going to delete that audio. And then on this one, we're going to unlink. And then we're going to delete that audio. And now we can move this guy up here, unmute those, and we have, and right around there, we're going to select all three of them. And just drag all of them to start there and move all of them together. Okay, and go ahead and play it. See, some's not right there. Okay, so we need to move all of these guys over this way. There we go.
Hey there, how's it going, guys?
Perfect.
We're going to be working with audio spectrum.
Alright, so if I pick up my volume here, you should be able to hear better.
How's it going, guys?
And now I can actually, you know, make this a little wider so I can see and higher my volume here.
In this tutorial, we're going to be working with audio spectrum in After Effects.
Now, normally I would have told you, let's take this into Sound Booth so we can remove the static. But due to the fact that I was using my phone and I'm in a very quiet environment at the moment, there was no need for me to remove the static. So everything actually worked out perfectly for us. I was hoping that it would have static so we can remove it in Sound Booth. But just remember, if you do record something and it does have static, You can always remove that little buzzing sound using Soundbooth, or in my case, Audacity, or Audacity, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but that's the program. Anywho, now that we have this synced up, all we need to do is make sure that my face is just a small little square within our footage. The way we do that is we click on our actual movie layer, and we click on him, and instead of fit size, we're going to go down to like around 50% or 25%. So that when we click on them, we can see these little bars around here. Once we do that, we can go ahead and drag this so that it becomes small. Once we have that, we can put this off to one of the sides. I'll go ahead and go back to fit size and then just adjust it accordingly. That looks around good, and I can go ahead and put myself there, and that's it.
In After Effects. Now the audio spectrum, the way it works, it's quite
And it
simple.
works perfect. So that's all we need for this tutorial. Once you've done this, you can go ahead and go to export and go ahead and export that out. Make sure that you export it as the correct media file. And once you export it, you can give it to me on my hard drive or USB, and that's all. You're done for today's tutorial. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you on the next one.